Hello and welcome to Hobbit 5 episode 19. I'm Rebecca Platt. H5 is a web series with a new episode each Friday that wraps up the week's key Hobbit production news and the OneRing.net's top stories all in about 5 minutes. So without any further delay, let's get right to it. This week, our background comes to us from Norm Neville's. Remember to keep sending in your submissions, and maybe one day you'll see your background on a future episode of H5. Sideshow Collectibles has posted a teaser video of their upcoming Boromir statue. Based on the small tidbit we see in the video, it looks like the statue will recreate the scene of Boromir and Osgiliath. This is the latest piece to join the new statue lineup that already includes Gandalf, Aragorn as Strider, Gimli, and Legolas. Check out the video on theonering.net. After Martin Freeman unofficially announced fellow Sherlock actor Benedict Cumberbatch would be joining the cast of The Hobbit, fans have been speculating what role he may take. Early reports suggested he would be the voice of the dragon Smaug, but many others believe he may play the role of Bard the Bowman. Unfortunately, the actor has refused to identify the extent of his role and said, "I can't say at the moment, thank you very much." So what do you think? What role should Cumberbatch play? Leave us a message below with your thoughts. Earlier this week, 2 people were hurt in a small industrial explosion at Stone Street Studios in Miramar, the same studios where The Hobbit is being filmed. The Dominion Post reported that the Wellington Free Ambulance treated the 2 workers at the scene, but took them to a hospital as a precaution. A spokesperson for Wingnut Films said the explosion was in a workshop and not on set, and filming was continuing. An investigation has been launched, and you can check out TVOne's coverage of the fire by visiting theonering.net. The cast and crew of The Hobbit were recently involved with a telethon to help raise funds for the New Zealand government's Christchurch Earthquake appeal. You can watch local video coverage of the telethon, including an interview with Ian McKellen, comments from Peter Jackson, and even some fun dwarvish antics, all at theonering.net. We also want to wish Sir Ian McKellen a very happy birthday as he celebrated his 72nd birthday this past Wednesday. Larry Curtis is one of the members of the amazing team at theonering.net and has been covering the works and adaptations of Tolkien for more than a decade, making the not-for-profit site the leading source about The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings for fans and filmmakers worldwide. Curtis represents the site at conventions and events around the U.S., including the San Diego Comic-Con, and he is also a guest blogger for Movies.com. In his recent Hobbit Countdown article, Curtis states, "In the world of creative entertainment, finances can come before creativity or excellent storytelling. As a consequence, sequels, born in the offices of finance rather than the halls of creativity, sometimes stretch characters or plots beyond the ideal. Following the financial bloom of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it is understandable that studios and fans want to return to Middle-earth. But rather than invent a premise to revisit hobbits, elves, dwarves, and bearded old men with wizardly powers, the author of the literary works already had the children's classic, The Hobbit, gestating for more than 70 years. You can read his Hobbit Countdown at Movies.com every other Monday, beginning June 6th. Our character study this week is Nori, one of the 13 dwarves who accompany Bilbo in The Hobbit. Nori is probably a brother of the similarly named Ori and Dori, and all 3 also play the flute. Nori is a distant relative of Thorin and is said to have a hobbit-like attitude towards meals, that they should be frequent and large. As the wargs approach the party in the Wilderland, it is Nori that notices Bilbo has been left in the clearing as the dwarves scamper up the trees to safety. Jed Brophy will play the role of Nori. He is a well-established actor from New Zealand who is also an extremely capable horse rider. Brophy began his professional acting career playing the character of Dr. Jack Galloway on soap Shortland Street, before appearing in Peter Jackson's comedy horror Brain Dead in 2002. Other past roles include Return to Treasure Island as Joseph Savage, Perfect Strangers as Pete, and District 9. Brophy also appeared in several parts of The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. That's it for this installment of Hobbit in 5. I'm Rebecca Platt, and thanks for watching. See, someone says Tolkien, someone says Tolkien. So I say, other people say Tolkien. I've gone online, I've done pronunciation guides, and no one says it the same. No one says it the same. There's always someone who says I'm saying something wrong. I have the index from the actual book that shows you like the pronunciation guide. Well, it depends on if you're talking in the Dwarvish tongue or the Elvish tongue or the Man tongue. Like there are 17 different tongues you can speak in, and it's all slightly different. This week I'm going to try to say Tolkien to try to please that one person. Tolkien. J.R.R. Tolkien. They would kill me.